Well, good afternoon and welcome. Welcome to everyone, and thanks for joining us here at Tech Columbus, a facility that is literally radiating with innovation and populated by technology entrepreneurs who are busily planning all of our futures. It's a particularly appropriate venue for today's announcement of a new program at Otterbein University. I'm pleased to announce that beginning in the fall of 2015, Otterbein will launch a 4-year systems engineering program designed to prepare the engineers of the future. We are also working with Columbus State Community College and rolling out a transfer program in systems engineering as we continue to expand the number of collaborative programs we share in an effort to establish affordable and successful pathways to the baccalaureate degree. Our students will be trained with the requisite skills for 21st century engineers. They will graduate with critical thinking and problem-solving skills, along with significant hands-on experience in responding to complex challenges. In fact, the kinds of challenges faced by businesses all around the world every day. Otterbein continues to develop and launch innovative programs like our Zoo and Conservation Science program, and now our Systems Engineering program, that respond to students' needs and interests, as well as to significant career opportunities that they will face upon graduation. Our Systems Engineering program responds directly to the needs of our state and our region. According to the U.S. Department of Labor Statistics, 34,000 engineers will be needed in the state of Ohio by the year 2018. Otterbein graduates will stand prepared to help fill that pipeline. David Painter, operations manager at Worthington Steel, noted when we talked with him that the engineers of the future need to think big, and they need to deal with large and complex projects. Their skill set must be multifaceted. His assessment of the Otterbein program is that it will prepare the kind of engineering graduates we need for the 21st century. A multidisciplinary engineer who can handle a wide range of plant engineering tasks. And now it's my pleasure to introduce one of the educational innovators behind all of this who helped create the program, Dr. Aaron Reinhardt, physics professor at Otterbein and interim director of systems engineering, to explain the unique nature of our program. Aaron?
I'm excited to tell you today about systems engineering, as well as the unique aspects of the program we'll be launching at Otterbein in the fall of 2015. Systems engineering involves the design, analysis, and implementation of large and complex systems. Systems engineering degrees offer a broader-based education than more traditional engineering degrees. Otterbein's program was approved by the University Senate in the fall of 2013 and by the Ohio Board of Regents in January of 2014. It will be unique for its innovative and interdisciplinary curriculum, its level of personal attention to students, and its commitment to the liberal arts. According to the National Academy of Engineering's report, The Engineer of 2020, tomorrow's engineers will need to be multidisciplinary, and social, cultural, political, and economic forces will impact technological innovation. Integrative, multidisciplinary learning is Otterbein's strength. And our curriculum combines the principles of mechanical, industrial, and electrical engineering with our nationally recognized integrative studies program. Otterbein engineers will have broad training within engineering, but will be exposed to the best that our liberal arts curriculum has to offer. In short, our engineers will be well positioned to solve problems in a wide range of contexts. We hope to attract students to our program who have a passion for math and science, who love learning how things work, and who desire to solve difficult technological problems. Today's engineers, however, must strive for more than just technical competence. The modern engineer must consider environmental, economic, and ethical challenges in addition to design challenges. Otterbein's interdisciplinary training will reflect these varied considerations. For example, for their senior year experience, our engineers will work in teams with business majors, math and science majors, and marketing majors to solve real-world problems. Such teams will represent the diverse groups in which professional engineers usually work. We expect such experiences will train our engineers to be leaders and will position them to solve the many-faceted problems of the modern world. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. David Harrison. Dr. Harrison arrived at Columbus State Community College in 2010 as the institution's 5th president. He immediately began to forge new partnerships with area institutions such as Otterbein University in order to give families more choices in higher education. Please welcome Dr. Harrison to the podium.
On behalf of Columbus State Community College, I really want to congratulate President Crindle and the entire Otterbein team for taking on a really important issue and doing it in a really creative way. We're thrilled to be a partner. Increasing the number of STEM graduates in our state is an important economic indicator and factor in economic competitiveness for our region. And this systems engineering program will open the door to students who might not have otherwise had the opportunity. And I really want to commend Otterbein for taking on such a creative solution. For the past 3 years, President Crindle and I, along with a number of other college presidents in the region and K-12 superintendents, have been working on a regional strategy called the Central Ohio Compact. And the compact is a partnership among educational institutions that is really looking to take a regional view, a system-wide view of the way students interact with our institutions, and in programs like this, the way employers interact with their institutions. And I think this is a really important step forward in our work with the compact. Among the principles that we really strive for are guaranteed pathways from the community college to bachelor's degree programs, built in wherever we can in 2+2 partnerships where students earn their freshman and sophomore year credentials at the community college and move on to the university for their bachelor's degree. The focus is on broad pathways, not narrow articulation agreements. A lot of us have been involved in these tortured course-by-course articulation agreements that take us years to put together and students never follow. So the ability to really develop these broad pathways we think is important, and it's really unique for an institution to build that 2+2 process in the design of a new program. We usually have to reverse engineer those, and the fact that this is built in up front is a really important step. And again, I want to thank Otterbein for taking such a successful, thoughtful approach. This kind of partnership is great for families. It eliminates uncertainty. We talk a lot about guarantees in our work with the compact, and the ability for students and families to have a guaranteed pathway to a systems engineering degree, as I said, eliminates a lot of uncertainty both on the admissions side, but also the curriculum side. So there's not going to be any rework in the process. And it really reinforces our shared commitment to access and affordability, and for a student to be able to take the better part of their first 2 years at Columbus State before transferring to the systems engineering program is a big deal. This one's a little personal for me because my first degree is chemical engineering, and I'm the first in my family to go to college, and it's a lot of people don't realize that engineering majors are overrepresented compared to other majors in first generation college students. So again, I want to thank and commend Otterbein for building access and affordability into this program from the very beginning. It's now my great pleasure to introduce Stacia Edwards. Columbus State recently lured Stacia away from Battelle, very recently, like 3 weeks ago, to become special assistant for strategic initiatives. But when she was at Battelle, she facilitated a lot of the conversations with Otterbein and partners like Columbus State that provided some early framework for the systems engineering program. Stacia.
I've been excited about the possibilities for this initiative from the time probably the idea was conceived. As our economy's evolved, many different occupations and employment opportunities have emerged, yet few students have the opportunities to explore and understand the realities of how education and degree map into employment. A pathway like the one in systems engineering between Columbus State Community College and Otterbein provide students of all ages with the opportunity to explore the possibilities within all the fields of engineering. So why is this important? Well, yesterday I did a search of engineering within a 30-mile radius of Columbus on a portal called Ohio Means Jobs. Can you guess what I found? Anybody? A lot of jobs. So there were more than 1,200 open jobs that were available under the general title of engineering. So I decided, well, I'm going to look at systems engineering. And what I found was that there were more than 100 jobs currently open. So while these jobs will not be filled by the students we're talking about who will come out of this proposed program, the demand for systems engineers will only continue to expand in the years ahead. And I know this because of what we've read about and heard from employers. Students need to have the skills that enable them to solve complex problems. And as you heard from Dr. Reinhardt, systems engineers do just that. But this pathway is not just about outcomes for individuals. It will also ensure economic prosperity for our region. As systems engineer will most likely be engaged by an employer in what we call a high-tech job. And high-tech jobs make up what we call innovation economies. And in those innovation economies, that's where we see things with high wages. So we want to be in an innovation economy. These jobs that we're talking about, systems engineering jobs, they're fantastic. And we want more of them because they're job creators. According to Enrico Moretti's 2012 book on the new geography of jobs, when one high-tech job is created or filled, 5 more jobs are created in the local economy. These are not the people who work for the engineers. It's not about the assistant or the tech. These are the professionals, the doctors, the lawyers, and these are the service workers in your community. One job creates 5 more. To create a true innovation economy for the 21st century, employers must have access to a highly educated workforce. A pathway through Columbus State Community College to Otterbein like this one will help Columbus be one of the handful of cities with the right industries for a true innovation economy, providing a solid base of human capital to attract even more good employers who offer high wages. As a citizen of this region, I'd like to thank both President Harrison and President Crandall for their visionary leadership introducing this major that's in high demand by employers in the liberal setting of Otterbein using an efficient partnership with Columbus State Community College. President Crandall.
Well, I want to thank Dr. Reinhardt for his good work, and I also want to thank our partners from Columbus State, President Harrison and Stacia Edwards, for their support in this effort to bring our systems engineering program to Central Ohio. I also want to thank those of you who joined us today for this announcement. And before we open the floor for questions, I'd like to thank Tech Columbus for hosting us today. And I'd also like to recognize some of our community supporters who are in our audience. From OFIC, Jane Taylor. Jane, could you give us a wave? Jane, thank you for coming. AICUO, Bob Burke. Thanks for being here. Westerville City Schools, Jennifer Knapp. Lots of partnerships with Westerville Schools. And the City of Westerville, Dave Meadows, in Economic Development. Dave, good to have you here. So I would like to thank everyone for being here.